most of us who have in health insurance or have jobs that give us the ability to, like, take a sick day or take this or take that, like, we really need to be very, very, very thankful and grateful that we have those abilities, because everybody don't have them. And that's really sad. Like, and that's very scary. That's very scary that she was basically like, well, I know that my inhaler for $500 is going to be way cheaper than cancer treatment that I don't have the money to do. So basically it's bankruptcy or die. Hey YouTube, so we are back today with another video, and guess what? As we all know, today's Friday, so we are doing episode 2 of season 16 for Grey's Anatomy. So this is our little review. We have to get our reviews going on, so this is what we're doing. Now, before we even get into this video, if you want to see more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed yet, definitely go ahead and subscribe. It's going to be right here somewhere in the bottom left or right. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so it had so much that went on in this episode. This episode was jam-packed. This episode was a little bit of what we thought episode 1 was gonna do, but she gave it to us. She was like, you guys thought I was playing with you on episode 1? Lies. We're gonna get into everything on episode 2. So episode 2 opens up and we now have Ben. Ben is here. We get to see him. How awesome is that? Hi, Ben. And I just really liked the advice that Ben gave Bailey at the beginning, where she was kind of feeling a little down for herself. And that's just what a husband is supposed to do. Like, he's supposed to be able to pull you up and pick you up and be like, you know what? You got this. You got this. This was supposed to be our biggest supporters. And obviously you're supposed to be theirs as well. So just love Ben and Bailey. I'm happy that they were able to work things out after everything that they had went through last season and the season before. So that was good. Listen. Then it moves to Meredith helping one of the ladies at work group. Where that woman thought that Meredith will get all of that information, not the equipment from. Meredith tell her you need like this, you need that, you need lidocaine, you need this. She gonna be like, okay, you gonna help me? Girl, I'm at the same work group as you. What you think? Like, I don't even understand. I was just like, lady, we expect Meredith to get these things from. Yes, she's a doctor, but like, doctors don't just like, don't work like that. Maggie goes to pick up all of her stuff or her remaining things from Jackson's house. Okay, and then in that same scene, Amelia is there talking about whether she's going to tell Link and how she should tell Link that she's pregnant. So I'm going to assume now, since they're grilling it in on us, that it's Link's, that she's only telling Link. So I think it's Link's child is what we're gonna presume, but we don't know for sure. But I think that's where they're going with this series, with the season. So we'll see. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, yeah. So Maggie tells that Karasik put Owen in his place when they were on that elevator. When Owen was like, don't you have your job in Baltimore, or did you lose that too? And he was like, I know. I'm actually your boss, so get with it, okay? Don't listen. Sorry, guys. Okay. Joe goes back to work. That was a nice little scene. Her and Karev sitting down talking. Karev offers her a position at Pac North. We're going to get into Pac North because I'm going to tell you, anybody that's from the Virgin Islands, you guys know where I'm going with this situation on Pac North, okay? Karev and Weber start their first day at Pac North. That was a joke. Them interns, joke. Then Maggie gets hit. Well, her car gets hit by the scooter guy. Listen, I don't know what he thought, and then he gonna be like, oh, like, you were the one that hit me. Dude, no. You ran into the side of their car that was parked still. Okay? Get with it. No. Schmidt. Schmidt gets called out by Meredith, and he really studied her. But see, they have a loyalty to Meredith that Bailey will never understand. Like, the loyalty that they have to them is because that's what they were there, like Bailey's, like how Bailey was to Meredith and Karev them. Meredith and Karev are like that to the interns, so of course they're going to have loyalty to them. Bailey just needs to relax herself, okay? Maggie approaches Jackson about the freedom comment that he made on Instagram. That was awkward as hell, and Jackson was just like, chirp chirp chirp. Okay, strange. Now, how Amelia gonna really think? The scene changes to the stairwell, and we saw this in the clip for episode 2. So this we had already seen. But how if she really just lit all of that on the guy in the hallway? All of that in the hallway or in the stairwell, and then just run off like, oh yeah, I have a head trauma. Okay, let's talk about this later. You don't do that, Amelia. You just don't do that. You don't do it, okay? Pac North reminds me of Roy Lester Schneider Hospital. Anybody that's from the Virgin Islands knows that our hospitals are definitely not the best. That's what Pac North remind me of. Because it's just so hood, it's so ratchet, never have nothing, something ain't working, you're there for hours at a time. Listen, hours. So that shit, never working. Nothing is ever working. Meredith, I love you, right? But I don't know how you thought that you were just gonna send everybody to Pac North. So everybody that you treat at your little center, you're gonna be like, okay, tell them to go there and so you know how much patients you gonna send to Karev and Weber by yourself? Like, by yourself. That's it. Just you. That's a lot. They can't deal with that. And then the poor hospital done dilapidated, falling down. No. Bailey, and we talked about that. Meredith turning her community center into a walk-in clinic, pretty much. Her community service. Bailey going back to the crazy Bailey that we saw in the first couple of seasons when she was teaching Meredith and Karev them everything that they basically know. She going back to that. Listen, get your ass together, okay? She like turned into like a little nice Bailey for a minute. I'm not nice, but like just calmer because she didn't have to like be in that role. But now that she back in that role and she like kind of like got take the helms, these interns just about to get their ass whipped into shape, and I love it. Love it. Joe gets offered the fellowship by Bailey by mistake, really. If Bailey had just listened to what Joe was trying to say and not be like, oh well, she swears she was gonna lose her, and she offered her the fellowship, and then later on in the episode we see that she actually offers her an attending position, and she gets the attending position because she just does not want to lose her to Pac North. Now we won't get into that because that's later on in the episode. Let's see. This season, I can already see this season is going to be all about healthcare reform because that's where it's going. It's going to be about how the injustices of the healthcare system. And I mean, honestly, this is something that we need to talk about. So I'm happy that Shonda is addressing it now because it's crazy the discrepancies between like what good insurance can get you, what bad insurance can get you, and then what no insurance can get you. Because when you don't have no insurance, or like lackluster insurance, you definitely end up to places like Pac North because that's the only place that will take you. So they don't have them people that sit in there, they don't have a choice but to sit there for hours because they know they can't go to like Grey Sloan or any of those places that aren't if you want to call them quote unquote like public hospitals. And that's why, now don't get me wrong, there are a lot of public hospitals that are really great, but in some communities, that's all these people have. Like, they literally don't have any other choice. Like, what it is where you need to go see a doctor. Like, we're gonna get to that, where Rhonda needs to go see all of these people in the Meredith's community service. They need to go see doctors, but they don't have the health insurance to do that. Like, it's crazy. And I'm happy that Shonda is touching on it because, like, What we like, listen. Let's get back to Pack North. Can you guys imagine sitting down next to someone and swearing that they're dead? Like, you waiting to get your hand probably like rebandaged or some shit, and you sitting down like, I don't think Pana breathing next to me. I really don't think so. That's also a problem. But what else we gonna say? So then we go into the rib punctured the guy's heart. Maggie don't want to go to jail, so she does not give up on the guy, thankfully, because they actually get his heart starting again. They put him through surgery. He pulls through. Thank you, Jesus. Okay? Maggie nearly let it slip about Amelia's pregnancy to Owen, and she had to catch herself really quick and be like, oh, no, nothing's wrong with her. We're going to see. I tell her, Owen going to flip his shit. That's where the real drama of the season about to come on, when Owen finds out that she's pregnant for Link. Because that's all he wanted. All this man wanted was a baby with Amelia, and she keep telling him no, she don't want a children. All right. Listen. Hunt shocks Karasik in the groin. When I tell you that shit was so funny, I not nearly bust out laughing. I did bust out laughing. And I swear to you guys, I nearly fell off my chair. Because that was the funniest thing of this entire episode, okay? Entire episode, that was the funniest shit. Let's see. Jackson helping the lady was awesome. I really appreciated that. I appreciated his respect for Meredith, and out of respect for her is why he did it. Come to find out, we're going to find out later that the woman has thyroid cancer. Link and Amelia sit and discuss the pregnancy. She goes through and she explains to him all of her issues and her struggles with her last pregnancy and like how she lost the baby and all of those things. And then I really thought there was a scene that I don't think I touched on where Joe and Link were actually sitting down talking, and he was explaining to Joe why he did not, was feeling very uncomfortable with having a baby because of everything that's happened to him as a child. And that's really awesome. Like, not that he had to like go through like chemo and things like that as a child, but he really was very introspective and very self-reflecting as to what it actually is that's going on. And Joe gave him some really good advice. Like any child would be happy to have you. Like, these things aren't going to happen all the time. Like, it wasn't like your cancer was genetic. It was something that was just kind of like a freak of nature type of situation. So, listen. But they sit down, they talk about it. And I really loved Link's answer when him and Amelia were sitting down, because he was basically like, I'm going to be with you regardless of which one you decide. If you want to keep the baby, we're going to be great parents. I think children love me. He was like, and if you don't, I will drive you to the appointment. Like, he gave her that out. He gave her the chance to make her informed decision about her body and what she wanted, which is also something that we're going to touch on with all of these godforsaken laws that they're creating now on women's bodies and what women can do and, reproductive organs. So that's also going to touch, obviously, on other topics that are really big in the news right now that Shonda is definitely touching on. So even more power to her for that. Bailey and DeLuca and whatever the other girl name is in the surgery. Awesome. That was an awesome, and I knew exactly what Bailey was trying to do. When DeLuca was like, oh, well, you, like, afterwards when the guy came out of surgery, and DeLuca was like, you are just you're making it personal because I'm with Meredith. And Bailey tore him a new one. Okay. Listen, that scene with Rhonda, the manager from Work Crew, talking about how she cannot afford, she either has to, like, if she misses work, then she can't make her rent, and her insurance doesn't cover certain things, and they only cover one inhaler for her asthma a month. What is one inhaler a month for someone that has severe asthma? Like, my godbrother had asthma very bad as a child, and I could, like, what is one inhaler? What is one? For a month? And then she was like, if she needs to buy another one, that's $500. You know what $500 is? Like, guys, like, for most of us who have in health insurance or have jobs that give us the ability to, like, you know, take a sick day or take this or take that, like, we really need to be very, very, very thankful and grateful that we have those abilities, because everybody don't have them. And that's really sad. Like, and that's very scary. That's very scary that she was basically like, well, I know that my inhaler for $500 is going to be way cheaper than cancer treatment that I don't have the money to do. So basically it's bankruptcy or die. Like, the fact that people literally every day have to make those choices, whether they're going to pay their rent, or they're going to buy medication, whether they're going to pay their light bill, or they're going to go and pick up their prescriptions from the pharmacy. Nobody should have to make those choices, because then I'm not working to live. Like, you literally, those people are working just to barely put food on the table and buy their medications. But then if they don't have the medications, then they can't go to work, and then they can't buy the medication. Like, so it's literally a never-ending spiral of craziness. And the not the general public, the powers that be think that we don't need healthcare reform. Are you kidding me? Like, this episode clearly shows us that so much is wrong with this healthcare system. So much. But that's a completely different topic and a completely different discussion for a different day, because I could ramble on that all friggin' day. Okay? Maggie basically tells the skaters, the skater's girlfriend, that she should leave him. And I think she was kind of trying to talk to herself. She was talking to herself and really just understanding that, you know, her and Jackson aren't good together. I don't think that it's her and Jackson aren't good together. I think that she's just a little too uptight. I really think that she's just too tightly wound and she can't unwind herself. And that's the problem. Jackson and Maggie have their conversation in the elevator that basically, I know it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because Maggie basically was talking about Vic, like, you know, she's like, oh, like, you're a surgeon and you want to date a firefighter because she's beneath you. And Jackson kind of had to check her and was like, she's very smart. You're right. She's she's not like me, and maybe that's the best thing. I'm still not here for Jackson and Vic. I still think him and Maggie can get it together. I just think that it's going to take them time, and both of them are going to have to change some things. But Karasik, you really file a restraining order against Owen? When he say 500 feet, Dick, say 500 feet away from me, and if you have any questions, you can call my attorney. I was like, Karasik is not the one to be messed with. He really don't be playing. He really ain't here for the bullshit. And I don't know. I'm telling you, that gonna get nasty real fast. It's going downward spiral very, very, very fast. I have to say, right? So that's kind of like the ending. But we do get into some other things. I have to say that I really love their ending scenes. Their ending and like their opening and ending scenes are always amazing. The music is always on point, like their transitions. I just love Grey's Anatomy, okay? Like everything about it, everything just like touches on each other. Just wonderful. The last two things are Meredith deciding that she's going to publish what she's seeing in her community service group. I don't know what that's going to do for her case. And I don't think Meredith gives a shit, as she's told DeLuca. She's like, I'm not laying low. I can't do that. That's just what I'm doing. Such is life. And then Amelia and Link sit outside and decide that they are going to have the baby. Like, Amelia decides that she's going to keep it. I don't even have a problem with that. I just have a problem with the fact that I know when Owen finds out, it's going to be a major issue. And I would be very surprised if he does not stop talking to her and be very, very, very in his feelings when he does find out. I would be very surprised. guys, that was season 16, episode 2. That was a lot. There was a lot to unpack in that episode, but we got through it. Season 16, episode 3, that one looked like it about to be even more crazy. Like, I will put the trailer or the sneak peek or whatever you want to call it for episode 3 in the bio, or in the description box, so check that out. And I will put you guys, if you guys haven't watched season 16, episode 2 yet, I kind of just gave you a rundown of it. But if not, it's somewhere on YouTube, you can see it, or Hulu, that's where I go and look at it. And, well, that's where I watch it. And yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And I will see you in the next one.